Ruffian, 12 to 1 Olney Star and Rambo Castle, and 14 to 1 Deb's Ball, 16 to 1 Bar 9.
And you won't miss those colours, will you? Getting very hot. Look, they're sweating down there. Gone from gales to quite humid here. And that is, of course, Champagne Lad. Josh Gifford trains this one. He'll be looking for some compensation after Volcatini's mulish behaviour. 9 to 2 favourite from 5 to 1. And he actually comes out top-rated with his sponsors here in their evaluation of this race. Now, you'll see that he only had 3 runs from his form last year, and they were certainly good runs. He won at Cheltenham in April, and it was his second race only over jumps. And then he chased Ivor's Guest home at Ascot, you know, very progressive sort. That's number 9, Champagne Lad. He's certainly a horse with a future. He's by Hawaiian Return out of a Pardeo mare. I did just spot a horse with grease all down his legs just now. We'll try and pick it up for you. It's a little trick that the eventers use in order to let them slip over a fence if they just happen to hit it a bit. There he is, out the back, 16. Now look at that, plastered on him. It's Deb's Ball. Dudley Moffat trains this one up in the Lake District. His son Jimmy rides it. Jimmy's got a little bit heavy, 1 pound overweight at 9.8, but he used to be with Tommy Stack, little Jimmy. You know, he was no bigger than a football, but obviously he's grown. It's grown into manhood. This horse has won its only 2 races. It beat Dancing River last time, but is much worse off in the race, in the weights in this race. Certainly be a popular win, because Dudley season on the flat this one, and won at Newbury with us last year. It's an 8 to 1 shot, and Dancing Claw Tiger is a decent horse. Ron Hodges trains, and it's being just ridden by Nick Mann now, and he's going to hold him up. But it certainly looks as if the action's about to get underway, so let's join Julian.
Yes, they're lining up for the race of the season so far, and one of the most competitive renewals, I'd say, in the last 10 years. The favourite Champagne Lad just a little bit behind the rest as they jump off, and off they go. In keeping, the Martin Pipe leads into the first from Co and Philosophos. On the far side, Gay Ruffian, who's pulling hard, and they fly the first, and they're all over it, with In Keeping the lead by a couple of lengths from Co and Philosophos. Then midfielder on the stand side of the lighter side, and the inside there, the pale blue colours of Gay Ruffian. Then on the outside is Rambo Castle, and the inside of Rambo Castle is Harrenby Birdbath. The inside of that is Shadder. The Northern Challenger Dancing River's got a good position on the rails. Just tracking him is Sagaman. The last 2 at this point are Tiger Claw and Champagne Lad on the wide outside as they race round the bottom turn. In Keeping, Co is in second, midfielder third. Harrenby Birdbath moves up into 4th past Philosophos. Rambo Castle on the outside. Then Gay Ruffian and Shadder. Behind Shadder is Stage Player. Behind those 2 are Champagne Lad on the outside of the lighter side, then Dancing River, and the last 4 are Sagaman, Deb's Ball, Olney Star, and last of all is Tiger Claw as they come towards the first on the far side. It's the second flight. In Keeping leads from Harrenby Birdbath, who's pulled his way up into second place. Co is third. Then midfielder behind that, and Philosophos as they fly the hurdle. Behind Philosophos is Rambo Castle, and the inside of Rambo Castle is Gay Ruffian, then Shadder in between those 2. Stage Players getting a little closer on the outside, Dancing Rivers on the inside. Then the lighter side, then Champagne Lad as they race up towards the next. This is the third, with In Keeping the leader from Harrenby Birdbath. In the red colours is Co on the inside. Midfielders behind that, and behind midfielder is Sagaman, who's a lot closer now as they race up towards the next on the far side. In Keeping from Harrenby Birdbath, Co on the inside, then midfielder, then Stage Player, who's a lot closer, then Rambo Castle in the chevron colours. Philosophos has lost a little ground on the inside. Tiger Claw is still last, and Sagaman's lost his position, and Dancing River's got plenty to do. He's only got 2 behind them as they go up towards the top turn. In Keeping still from Harrenby Birdbath and Co, then Philosophos in the inside of midfielder as they race up towards the halfway point at the top end of the course. 4 flights of hurdles left to jump. It's In Keeping who's made it all so far. Harrenby Birdbath is second, then Philosophos and Co disputing third place. Stage Player is much closer. Champagne Lad in the white colours and black spots, that's also much closer now. And Olney Star's making a bit of ground from the back of the field as they race round towards the straight. And it's Harrenby Birdbath who moves into the lead from In Keeping as they swing wide. Well in the straight now. Harrenby Birdbath on this side of In Keeping. Behind those is Philosophos. then Co, stage player, going very smoothly, and so is Only Star on this side, and Champagne Lad, who flies that one as they run down towards the third last. In the centre, Harrenby Birdbast with the noseband. Philosophos, and on the inside of the whole lot is In Keeping, hanging on in there. Towards the left, and the pink noseband is Stage Player and Only Star and Champagne Lad on the left of the group. But running down towards the second last, it's Co, who stormed through into the lead. Co has quickly gone 2 or 3 lengths clear from Dancing River, who moves into second. Then comes Philosophos in third. Only Star's back in fourth, and Stage Player and Shadow behind that. As they run down towards the last, it looks like a double for Ridge Acres, as Co quickens 2 lengths clear of Philosophos. Co over Philosophos and Dancing River. Co on the run in. Philosophos throws down a good challenge. Dancing River runs on in third, then Only Star in fourth. But Co comes away to make it a double for Ridge Acres. Co wins the Timeform freehanding up in style. Philosophos is second. Dancing River just holds on to third. From